Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Push to Talk show. We should have named this, guys. We should have named this the pre-daylight savings thing.
No, I mean it's post-daylight savings.
No, for you guys.
Yeah, it's post-daylight savings for UK.
So we're the
you guys
pre-post show then. We're the pre-post show.
It is the pre-post show, it seems, yeah.
The pre-post show. It's awesome. I love it. So anyway, we are joined. Sothrasil is here, not on camera. He's probably making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something fucked up like that.
Yeah, the peanut butter jelly time.
and Dirk is here with us as well, and McLeod and myself here. So yeah, hey.
We'll probably have like a later Renders appearing, maybe not. I don't know. And
I don't know.
The weird thing is, like, where the fuck is Dawn? Like we can't have the Dawn rule without Dawn. We might have to go straight into to talking about Eve.
Yeah. By the way,
the problem is these guys said I should just eat on camera. Thing is, if I lean forward to eat, you are looking straight at my balding head. So
I have a question.
Yeah, no
I'm raising my hand. I have a question. I didn't know you had any hair on top of your head.
Ow.
I
you should just shave that and like polish it to like a really, really amazing shine.
Shine.
I do actually have hair on my head. It's just very thin and
I want thin and light hair, But yeah, I did it's not that I think it looks bad. Don't get me wrong. Someday I'm probably
back pedal quickly.
No.
I mean let's just keep in mind. My hair is so light that I can't go gray. Right, unlike someone else here.
Well, we did have that question, right? Because I got all my hairs cut yesterday, and the little haircut lady puts a black, little roby thing around you to keep the hair off you, right? And I'm looking down as this hair is falling, and I'm just like, man, there's a lot of white hair there, I must have. It's like the zoomed gray. It's going, baby.
Is it gray or is it white? Are you at the Eric the Gray stage, or are you at Eric the White stage?
I go straight to white. All the men in our family on my dad's side. My mother's side. Like her dad, he was like Sicilian. So he had dark hair, right? And growing up, I actually had blonde hair. By the way, I just noticed that the camera. It's a little bit. Let's change it.
So when we say Eric the Black, you'll be like, yes,
yeah,
that was my name.
I'm gonna tweak the camera, guys. There we go. And get a little more hair. The chair sits up a little higher than the old chair. So, but yes, when my wife was dating me, almost 30 years ago, basically, I was blonde, and then when I dated her, my hair turned more brown, and then now it's just going straight to white. So that's just the way it is. By the way,
when he was dating his wife, his hair turned grey, and I was
the
no, but like the thing is like
something she did it.
Like having your hair go darker as you age is a thing. Like obviously you get to a point obviously where your hair doesn't go darker, it suddenly starts going grey and white. So
And before Eric finds out that his wife secretly was dyeing his hair when he was sleeping.
Probably. would not
Sharpie and
you gotta be a heavy sleeper for your wife to be able to dye your hair while you sleep. Jesus.
What is it?
Did we do the correct introduction? I can't remember.
I think we did.
We said,
yeah. Drops are enabled. We think we're pretty sure it's the last weekend for
the 4th of November. It is one day before the 5th of November, which is a poignant holiday here in the UK.
Oh, really? What is it? I don't know. I seriously don't
remember. The 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot.
Guy Fawkes.
Wow.
Guy Fawkes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what?
It's the date for a conspiracy to kill the king in the Houses of Parliament in the 1600s.
I'm still not sure if you are celebrating the attempt or that it didn't work.
Yes.
I think we celebrate. So I think there's a group, like a subset of the community who celebrates the attempt, and then another subset who thinks, oh, they're celebrating the thwarting. Let's celebrate with them. And the other group are like, oh, they're celebrating the attempt along with us. Fantastic. Like both sides kind of oblivious. Yes. Yeah. That is true.
Remind me to share something after the show with you guys. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, next week, next Saturday during the show here in the United States, it's Veterans Day.
Oh yeah. So and we also have, obviously, in November we have Thanksgiving for you guys, which is basically like,
it's that Christmas pre-Christmas.
Yeah, so it's a warm up to Christmas that you guys have.
You're hitting a little bit of a sore spot with me, and this is kind of an internal family thing.
Warm
right?
up to Christmas.
Okay.
Is that something that you do, Eric, at all? Like, do you warm up to Christmas?
I don't want to say that the whole Mariah Carey thawing video might have happened here at Cassidy Asmock. But
I was about to say the SCP Foundation has officially announced that Mariah Carey has breached containment.
Yes, she's breached containment.
Quick, put her back.
The young
lost here for some reason.
The young she's like the queen of Christmas songs, apparently, self-ordained,
okay.
right? So and she did a video. I mean, like right on the 1st of November, like she was in ice and she cracked and thawed out of the ice because it's time for Christmas music here in the United States. I will say that the daughter of the 1 hour shower, okay, the reason we have a tankless hot water heater here, got in her shower on the 1st, the day after Halloween, and began blaring Christmas music while she was in there. So she's ready. She is working currently, and this is no joke, okay? By the way, she's had her Christmas lists out there on the Christmas list website for her mother for 3 months. And I believe there's over $1,300 in like makeup and facial moisturizers and stuff in that list. We were laughing. But she is trying to figure out the color motif for her personal Christmas tree. She has a personal Christmas tree, folks. Upstairs in the loft. It's her tree. We have 2 trees in our loft.
Is this because she wanted one thing, you and other people wanted another thing, and you were like, look, we're gonna have to compromise on this, and don't worry, honey, I'll get you a personal Christmas tree that you can decorate how you particularly want, and so it'll be fine. Like
no. So
Christmas tree.
So like the family Christmas tree, right, has, little kids who do their hand imprint in clay and all that shit. And, you have family style ornaments as well as like a million Hallmark ornaments, right? We have Hallmark Christmas ornaments for like 5-6 trees and we rotate them. And she said she wanted like the classy Christmas tree, right? So... yeah. That's her tree. She said, "Can I have a Christmas tree? Because I want to decorate it a little different than how we decorate the big tree." And so she has her own Christmas tree. Okay. And by the way, yeah, she's a like a budding little Martha Stewart. Okay. And the other thing she said is it's time we have to buy a new, downstairs bathroom freshener, right? Because, you have the little scented things you plug in the wall, right? She goes, it's time to take down the skull one. We have a lighted skull that she picked out, right? And she goes, it's time for a new one. We have to get the Christmas tree one now, Dad. And I'm like, you go do that with your mother. Yeah. Okay, when you're out shopping at Target or wherever the fuck you guys go, get whatever you want, right? She, well, there's a Christmas tree one. We have to get it. I'm like, fine, whatever. This scent isn't even done. She's like, it's done, Dad. Time for Christmas.
You've got to take this one out, put the new one in, and then you can come and finish the old one after.
She's gonna go in. She's gonna look at the skull. She's gonna you get out.
Now you can go back and finish the old one in a couple months.
Yeah. So she is ready to decorate. She's like, when can the trees come upstairs? I'm like, for the right amount of money, because when you give this girl money to go somewhere, she like keeps all the change, right? So she just puts it in her little bank and does whatever she does, right? I'm like, you got some cash laying around there. I said, for the right amount of money, you might be able to talk your brothers into going down in the basement in the storage area and bringing your Christmas tree up. I'm not going to say how much it's going to cost you, but you gotta learn how to grease the skids, girl. And you may hear a little, folks. You may hear a little bit of noise in the background here in the office because we've got to take some stuff out of the office because we got to remove one of the desks. We have multiple desks here in the office. We've got to make room for my new desk that's coming in. So, however,
your new desk that hasn't been delivered yet.
No, the desk got here yesterday. They just did it a piece a day over the last 5 days, right? It's crazy. Did get the new chair. We will. I think we'll debut the new chair next weekend. We'll show everybody the new chair. But by the way, you know how chairs go up and down with the little, hydraulic whatever, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my old one was like
break that part.
my old one was 6 years old, okay, and it stopped working. So I would sink down really low, and when I sat down, and by the way, teeny tiny, wife who weighs nothing. I'm like, maybe it will work for you, right? Maybe I'm just too big, right? She sits on it and tries it out, and she just goes down, right? Like everybody else. But I got to tell you, that chair was made by Serta Company, and it was the most comfortable, soft chair, even 6 years later. New chair's a little hard, but I have to set it at the lowest setting for me.
Yeah, because you're used to the chair being at a particular...
No. Its lowest setting is higher than my old chair used to be.
Ah, right.
So at the lowest setting, my feet are perfectly flat on the floor and everything like that. It does have a nice adjustable lumbar though, and the lumbar goes in and out and up and down. It's just kind of nice. That is sort of nice. And the pillow. Excellent. I didn't think it came with a free pillow for the head. Yeah. I'm putting the head back like this so you can't see the pillow. And I'm like, why do I need this pillow? This sounds dumb, right? And by the way, it just magnets onto the chair, right? And I'm like,
that's cool.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. This is going to be dumb. I can feel it. And then, no, it's right here. It is it's just perfect. So later we'll complain, okay, about next weekend. We'll save it for next weekend, right? You'll hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, because then we'll have the desk set up and everything. And it's a standing desk because I want to be able to stand during the day, so I'm not always sitting. So I did get one of those desks. It does have some LED lights. I did buy that option.
My only thing with the standing desks is make sure that you test and check your wiring to various different things before test it, and then be very, very careful to watch to see whether you have enough enough kind of cable length for everything when you actually start to sort of put it to the sort of standing height, because if you don't and things just start pulling, you can pull and rip a whole bunch of things and crack.
One of the problems with my current desk is it doesn't have a lip, so that things you screw onto your desk, you can't, right? So the LED lights and everything for for this, like they're on tripods on the other side, and so is the microphone and everything, right? Now my monitors go in a central like hole in the top of the desk, right? They don't clip on there. So all
my standing desk at the moment, like everything there, like lights and what have you, mic arm and all that kind of stuff, as well as the arm that's got my GoPro on, are all attached to the table. So if I start to move the table up, everything goes up with it. So it's everything.
Yeah. So the new one, all that will be that way, right? The other thing is, if you go on the thing, and we'll tell everybody the company and everything next week. It has a cable tray in the back across everything. And the electricity comes into the desk at the bottom of one of the legs. Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So there is no hanging cables, and we have to weigh Sothrasil's expert PC build from, I think it's 2020 or 2021, whenever the hell we bought that. Okay.
The full tower.
Yeah. No, it's not a full tower, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Right.
But it's got the right dimensions, because I bought the extension to put it underneath the desk.
Oh, cool. Okay, you got one of those little things that...
Yeah, so...
Nice. That's pretty cool.
As long as it's not more than 55 pounds, which I don't think it will be.
I mean, that's a lot.
It shouldn't be, but 55 pounds is for everything, I think. Right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do...
Just for the cage.
The
55 for the cage, or 55 the full weight that it can, lift up and down?
Full weight that the cage is specified for to hold the PC under the desk.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant 55 for the full weight that the desk can lift.
Oh no, that's like 200 and something pounds.
Oh, cool, nice, yeah.
I got the big desk too. It's like 30 by 70 inches, and
damn.
Yeah, so it's gigunda.
Nice.
So hopefully it looks cool and it all works.
And very thanks to Sothrasil to some degree with the PC. He joined us on. He's joined us on camera as well.
Oh, he has. Oh, hey, yeah. There you go. And I didn't even have to know, because it just happens because of the awesomeness of the cloud. By the way, when you look at in the office, right? I have like a 24 by 70 area with 2 desks together. So this one will just be everything. Yeah. So if for some reason the PC is more than 55 pounds, I will just set it on top of the desk.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah,
cool, I have my PC. Well, I have my stream PC on my desk because it's like literally a tiny fucking NZXT kind of micro size kind of one. It's literally like platform wise, and it's about that high. It's not that much at all. But my gaming PCs are like off my desk, so that's kind of why I said make sure that the wires don't get snagged if your desk goes up and down, because. Yeah,
makes sense.
But you don't really have too much of that issue if you have it like either on your desk or underneath in that cage. So that's cool.
The only thing that I have to do is a little bit different in the wiring, right? I have a little
Ethernet
battery.
Cables. Yeah, you're in your Ethernet cables, right?
Yeah, and the nice thing is it has like magnetic little guards that if you have an Ethernet cable or something that comes up from the ground, it will just go right on the desk. Yeah. Like you can put it. They also have a thing that's not for sale yet that they're gauging interest for, is a cable management system that is just part of the leg, and it goes up and down with the leg and has all the cables in it. It just expands inside it. Pretty cool. So we'll see. We're gonna set it up and see how it works.
Yeah.
But the whole tray across the back, you don't have to buy it separate. It's just part of the desk. And it's huge and roomy and just looks nice.
Nice.
So we'll see. I think we're gonna get more space in the office than we had before, even though it's a bigger desk. So
It'll be good, dude. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Like it's always worth just refreshing your setup. Like I know that I did it when I kind of was moving stuff around. I moved sort of things here and there, and just having that option of that kind of going through the process of taking things apart, like moving it around, making sure that everything's, doing a proper thorough clean of everything as well. And yeah, it's all worthwhile.
That's the big thing, right? The proper clean of everything. It's like I haven't cleaned.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we haven't cleaned this corner of the office.
You can go and dust everything. You can go and clean sort of like the usual kind of areas that you would generally clean every single every week sort of thing. But like every so often you do need to kind of like take everything apart and just do a decent clean of everything.
Yeah, the question I have is it's so big, right? That's one of the reasons why I really like the mid tower cases rather than the full tower cases, because like full tower cases are a bitch to move around. Yeah, well, this is just going to be underneath now, so hopefully.
Yeah.
But since I have so much space, I could put another monitor.
Wait, Mac. When you say full tower, do you mean a meaty or do you mean an actual full tower? Because you.
No, I mean like a full tower, as in like you have those pop out like bits for DVD drive tray, like drives like 5 or 6 of them down the fucking thing, like a full the full one. Yeah, those are a bitch. They're heavy as fuck. Is what I mean.
So the problem about mine is I have to define R6. It's not just tall; it's also wide. Which I mean, it's awesome to work in, but carrying that thing anywhere, is a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a tall guy, right? I have long arms, so but even I have problems getting that under my arm.
See, I'm rocking a Meshify at the moment, so like that's mid tower, and that's like perfectly fine. Like that, I can maneuver around, and it's fine.
Also, to the guy saying just put a piece of cardboard under it. I'm sorry, but some of us actually go to LAN parties these days. I can't just slide my tower to the LAN party,
Well, that sounds like a significant lack of enterprising mentality. So
you slide
use
the
a laptop. The fuck you think I am? I'm a fucking gamer, right? Performance.
Do like
you can spend a lot of money on laptops these days.
Do like the delivery guys do. Just get a get a dolly and just put a couple
put all on
bungee cords on it and just roll it behind you, man.
I live on the first floor, so that's not gonna work.
You live on the first floor, right?
Bounce it down the stairs.
Rent a bouncy castle.
Hold on.
Rent a bouncy castle and purchase a bunch of what is it, the wrapping kind of things, and just wrap it in some bubble wrap and throw it onto the bouncy castle.
I just want to remind Eric that Europeans start counting floors at 0.
By the way, as you should.
Well, they don't call it 0; they call it ground. But
we call it ground, yes, because that makes more sense. Because the one below that is -1.
There you go. Yeah. I believe you. And by the way, I agree. As a programmer of many decades ago, right? Yeah, I get it. I don't know why CCP doesn't understand that 0 is the last number and it's 10 in their math. But okay. But I digress. So you're on the 4th floor. Hold it, 4th floor, no elevator. What are you in, like a brownstone in Boston or New York or something? I mean,
first floor. He said first floor.
Oh, I thought he said 4th floor because.
Oh no! Fuck no.
Well, then why wouldn't a dolly work? You're just scooting out the door, right? No, you got to go down a set of steps because you start at 0 because you're not American. But yeah, I mean, seriously, no elevator.
No elevator. For a building that has a ground floor and a first floor. and nothing
It's a
above
bit
that,
much.
right?
It's a bit much. Yeah.
I live in the sticks. Come on, we don't have high rises here.
Okay, so
You would think they would build it slightly higher due to the potential possibility of a lot of
water.
Water, yeah.
By the way, thank you for the.
I mean, we do have a saying here. As long as the water is coming from above, everything is fine.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. Yes.
If it's an overflowing toilet, it might not be fine.
Well, then the water is coming from below. Then
the issue, Soth, is as above, so below.
Yeah.
I do think as well, before we move on to the next topic, we should just go back a little bit and note that there is somebody in Twitch chat who is crazier than Eric's daughter about Christmas.
Who is that?
Shit, really?
And that is Lord Athos, who grows his own Christmas tree, keeps it in a big-ass pot, and has to use a dolly to move it. You know, we're talking about dollies and bungee cords. Mm-hmm. He's doing it with a Christmas tree, man. Like, that's some dedication.
That's awesome.
You know,
we love it.
At least when he's done with the Christmas tree, it doesn't just die and chuck it in a skip. He just like moves that outside and that's a carry on fucking growing, I guess, right? Because like they are evergreens.
That is a thing.
They are.
People do that. I mean, when we were younger, we used to have like 4 or 5 families of friends, and we would just hike out into the Christmas tree farm and go cut down our Christmas tree and drag it back and ride it in a little hay wagon back.
Choose which tree to decapitate for the Christmas celebration.
Hey, it's a renewable resource. They just eventually replant the field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that before.
I wanted to use a bit of evocative language there.
I know.
You end up hating yourself a little while after you do that because of all the pine needles dropping. But
what they do is when they bring it back,
roll naked in it, like just be one with the tree.
Are
we coming back to our conversation about Cake by the Ocean?
Kate. Who is it? By the way, and Squirrel, right? Screaming PC says, well, to be truthful about that, right? They do shake the needles out and everything, but the very first Christmas tree my wife and I
can you not use that as kindling, or as a fire starter in some way, shape, or form?
You can, but
try it out and then just throw it on like a
you don't
calm down, Keith.
Yeah, but you don't want to use pine in a chimney. But so anyway, our very first Christmas tree, south-facing house. Of course, we put it in the giant window area where it gets sun all day, and it got a little warm. And there happened to be.
Warm. Was there fire?
Well, no, there was not fire.
Okay,
but the nest of praying mantis thought it was spring and all hatched, and so we both came home from work, and there's this army of praying mantis up the wall and on the ceiling in our and by the way they're a protected species too, right? So you're not supposed to kill them, but they're not going to live. And anyway, so we came home to all these praying mantis everywhere.
Bloody hell, dude.
She was a little freaked out. Oh, by the way, and then of course my mother took our first Christmas tree right after we were going to toss it out, so she took it. And there was a gentleman that she knew that then would take your Christmas trees and he would, cut all the things off and just use the trunk, and he hand carved and hand painted a Santa. So we actually still have that Christmas tree. By the way, we never put it away. It's like a decoration that stays out all year long. So we have a Santa of our first Christmas tree. It's kind of a really cool thing that she did for us. So it's nice.
No, that's cool, dude. That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So, but we're go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because Meppa kind of like reminded me to thank Sonria as well as Meppa for the subs. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And also thanks very much everybody for the follows as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, needles, by the way, Meppa says needles, they're kind of cool if you have an outside burn pit that you all sit around and throw them in there. They kind of snap, crackle, and pop, and they're kind of cool, but and they smell good. But yeah, you don't want to burn pine in an indoor fireplace because the creosote goes up with the smoke.
It'll still be greenwood, so it's still going to smoke like crazy, right?
Yeah, even if it's dry, you don't want pine in there because it can cause the buildup of the creosote in your flue can cause a fire in the flue. So yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
Potbelly stove. You just have to sweep it off, and you do have to vacuum. But yeah, he's talking about sweeping your chimney thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's just recommended here in the northeast of the U.S. that you don't do that. So, sauna or some kind of that's cool. Oh, Canada, yeah. Hey, I have had friends who, they have wood stoves in their house that have them in their basement. And they just let them burn all night long and everything. It just keeps the house warm everywhere. So
it's kind of like what over here in Argo is sort of designed for. Yeah. Just constantly burning and just heating the house all the time. Although only really fucking super posh people have Argos.
Yeah, we do not have a regular wood burning fireplace, which the one thing I hate about this house is that. And we do have 3 fireplaces, but they are ventless gas ones, and they're not my thing. I don't like them. So we have actually the wall behind me is hollow because when we purchased the house, big screen TVs were giant boxes, right? So it was built into the wall. So we took that out.
Yeah.
So now I have a big open area. I either make the office larger, make the living room larger, or put a vented gas fireplace in there and take the ventless out in that room and gain a corner. So, but those ventless fireplaces have saved us more than once when we've had our heater go out twice in the 20-something years that we've lived here, and once on Christmas Eve. So, having these 3 ventless fireplaces have heated the house just fine. So wood splitter, you got to have a wood splitter. Yeah, if you live in a place where you use a lot of wood and things like that, you just got to have it. But yeah, so
I mean, if you've got a lot of wood out that you can actually use to burn in the sort of winter months, and fair enough.
Yeah, I haven't pulled the trigger on the new vented gas fireplace because the last quote I got to do it, which was 2 years ago, was like $26,000 or $28,000. I was like, oh, that's too painful. But yeah, but then we got new windows, and in the living room, I added up the cost of some of those windows, and I'm like, man, I could have just put a fireplace there and offset some of that cost. It'd just be done in there, and then I could just use this room to expand. Or the other thing that would have been good is the same windows that are in the living room, put the fireplace there and have a in and out fireplace that you could see on both sides on the back deck. That would have been smart. But again, hindsight's 20/20 when you're doing all this stuff. So
it always is, dude. You just gotta learn for the next time that you do it. That's all.
Yeah. By the way, Victorious B, right? He has a house that's been in his family since 1929. The house was built in 1888.
Damn!
Wow,
no, that's a lot of work to maintain.
That is a job to maintain. Yeah, for sure.
And last, what is APRT in 1987?
Apartment, maybe.
Oh yeah. Okay. Last part.
Yeah.
And last part in 1987. Wow, man, that's amazing to have something in your family that long, and a house that old. Wow, that's cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Again, sorry for some of the noise, guys. We are moving some stuff in this room, So so we're just prepping for tomorrow.
It ain't disruptive in any way, so it's all good, dude.
Oh, that's good. It's good. I don't know how. I gotta put this back in my ear. It's falling out. All right. So by the way, we've talked about non-Eve stuff for a while. We got a ton of Eve stuff to go over in the next hour and a half, and but before we do,
stuff that we can talk about, yeah.
before we do, right, when we'll mention this again later, because Push to Talk, I mean, we are the INN trend-setting show. I mean, I know everybody likes the meta show, but Push to Talk is the freaking trendsetter in my mind. We've been here so long, right?
You are.
Right?
You're talking about the show that came up with live on the show. We came up with the Delve Time Unit. Like
we did live.
That was us. That was us doing it live. That was us coming up with it live. On Twitch.
Yeah, we did. We did that live. But the other thing is, we go for 2 hours. So you can tune in for a while. And if you like the more Eve parts, you come at the end. And if you like a mix, you come the whole show. And you like non-Eve stuff, you come at the beginning, right? But we are a 2-hour show, right? And I like to say that we have, once again, been a trendsetter. Meta show is 2 hours today. Right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Meta show's
2 hours
today.
So
like you have 100% more meta show this week than you did last week.
Because, and they're fucking copycats, man. We can't have anything that's ours. They have to take everything, right? It's terrible. I love it. But they have a big show, and we're going to mention again just so we get the whole audience right, the beginning and the end audience, right? They have a guest, don't they, McLeod? And they're gonna spend a whole hour talking about something, right?
Yeah, they have
Frederick Knudsen.
They have Frederick Knudsen. He's the guy who basically did the What is EVE Online 6-hour documentary that like you may have seen or may have been linked, or you may have seen part of, or you may have seen and gone, oh cool, that looks cool, but it's 6 hours. I may watch it at some point, and then not really figured out a point as to where to watch it, but
that is my current situation with regards to this thing. Like down the rabbit hole of EVE Online, and it's it's not a history of EVE Online necessarily, but it talks a lot more about like why we all get so engaged with it, and like some of the stories from over the years, as I understand it. But like, come on, man, 6 hours.
Hold it. It's a bit more in the sort of like it's a bit less like Empires of Eve, but more kind of like. It has elements of Empires of Eve. Obviously, it talks about sort of some of the things that happen inside of EVE Online and all of the sort of like all of the large groups and they're coming together and all that kind of stuff. But it does seem to talk a lot about like the business side of EVE and talking about CCP and the game as a product and as a that kind of thing as well. So like, it's not like he's just done Empires of Eve but made it into a video on YouTube sort of thing. It's a different thing that he has done. He has referenced Empires of Eve and he has referenced growing about it and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like he's just doing a hack job. It's actually a pretty decent thing. And
I started watching it.
Yeah, it's funny because I look back at like his like previous videos and stuff, and I've seen one of his previous videos apparently, or at least a bit of one of his videos. But it's really funny, like looking back historically, because it starts off with like, because it's it's basically he does these down the rabbit hole kind of things where he's like deep diving things, and it started off as like half-hour videos, right? 20-minute half-hour videos, and then you see that like 45-minute video there, and then it's back to like half-hour videos, and then there's another 40-minute one, what have you, and then there's like an hour and a half one, and then there's like hour-long ones and stuff, and then they're kind of going, I'm seeing a bit of a trend, and then he's like two-hour one, and then there's an hour and a half one, and then and then suddenly Eve comes along and it's like a 6-hour one, like Jesus.
So what is it? I mean, 6 hours. I mean, just fucking sit down for 6 hours and watch it, man. 6 hours, I can binge Suits for a third time. For 6 hours, I can just sit there in the recliner like.
He did do chapters,
Suits.
right? He was nice and he did do chapters, but I will say it's kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit by like putting chapters together, but literally just labeling it section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. Like, doesn't say anything about what the sections are. Unless he's like updated it recently, but like.
Did you see that?
Thank
you for the sub, Bargos.
think it's just it's still just
by the
sections. It goes intro, then section 1 through to section 28, then outro. Like,
okay.
Oh my god!
It would surprise me if someone in the comments actually,
helps out with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
what, me?
You could do it. You could do it if you want it. Like, you've watched the whole thing, right? Like,
I haven't watched it. I have listened at work.
There was one. You had one job, Bud Ghost.
Hey, I can't put my phone up in front of me at work, right? So annoying.
This does not. This sounds like a lack of dedication, man.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing,
skill issue.
I did look at it. You didn't need to see video-wise. It helps add context because he's got quotes, and you've obviously got the full quote there. You've got how would you put it? You've got kind of images that describe stuff that would be common to us. We'd know how stuff works, but he puts it there as video for people who've never seen it, right?
Yeah.
He does some stuff showing ships and doomsdays and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't need to see that to know how that works because I've played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not.
For someone that hasn't played,
it's very valuable. Like, he's not doing.
Yes.
He's not putting that together in the sense, for us, for the community who play Eve. His viewership is very much people who probably don't play Eve. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's got 1.3 million views in like 4 days.
And it was trending that first day. What was it? 12th on gaming or something like that, and it probably went higher. But it was just when I watched it.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. By the way, I did say, like binging.
The Spiffing Brit commented, It took 2+ years and 1,000 patrons to send this man on the deepest research into a single video game.
And the funny thing is, he even says it. I don't want this to come across as me giving him shit, right? It's not even a complete history.
Oh no, dude!
Fully in depth.
This is. I wanted to make a kind of a bit of a cheeky kind of comment about like, oh, it's 6 hours, so it's the abridged version.
It is. It really is.
It really is.
Hold on.
There's no talk of the Fountain War. Well, there is. There's an offhand comment that Wings of Vic did test prior to certain events. But it's
by the
not,
way,
sorry, you go.
No. So 6 hours doesn't even qualify as an abridged version of some fights. Saying.
No, but that's the thing, right? It's like it's 6 hours and it's only abridged, but it's not even abridged as such. But then again, like, how do you condense like what is I don't know, like what is it, like almost 20 years now, getting onto 20 years?
This year.
I applaud the effort.
20 years in May. This year.
Oh, it was 20 years. Okay, 20 years, dude. Like,
I applaud the effort. It's awesome. I love people who can. And by the way, I haven't watched the whole thing, but
dropping a 6-hour video on YouTube is like no joke.
Madness.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times are you asked, like, so you say, I play this game, right? And somebody goes, well, tell me about the game, right? And well, if I'm talking like Battlefield or any of the other little first person, all that, boom, you can just tell them how it works, right? Then it's like Eve. It's like, I'm not sure I can really describe it to you in a way that's not going to bore the shit out of you, but it's a fucking amazing game, right?
So, what was it?
It's like nothing you've ever experienced, but I really can't explain the experience to you.
People always reference it as like spreadsheets in space, and that cult game, right?
Yeah, but it's not. It's
so much more than that. But like but we get like players who play the game, like we get the reference.
I just say now, and I start like this. I said, well, imagine tens of thousands of real humans deciding they're going to fight every day, 24 hours a day, for 17 months straight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the people who look like they're winning every day lose in the end. There you go.
It's just, oh Jesus! That
and then
the combination of that whole thing was just almost the most Eve-like ending to it, right?
And then when their jaw hits the ground, they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yes, really." I mean, yes. And by the way, then imagine some things that just go 24 hours a day for 7 days, like people are doing something constantly. And then I'm going to tell you, and the people who were winning the whole time, the people who were losing, every Saturday night had a DJ that was running a dance party for them. Okay? And they would all just hang around. And then they would make music videos and share the music videos of how awesome it was to be them. And they're down to like this little itty bitty living space, and they don't give a shit because they know in the end they're going to win anyway. I mean, just that's it. That's as far as I go. And they're just sitting there going, "Really?" I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
By the way,
happened in the world.
And then in a week, they got back all the land that they lost in the war. I just swallowed wrong.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna drown live on stream, right? Yeah.
I'll take this moment to thank Barcos for his for his 57 months we subbed to this channel.
Yeah. Screen PC. I think you were gonna say it was badass. Yes, it was.
Well, welcome to the no ad. Welcome to the continued no ad. Club
experience. Yeah.
I don't believe. Oh no, that does count. Okay, because I'm not on a Prime sub. I was about to say if I'm on a Prime sub, that doesn't count.
And it's funny because I'm like watching an ad break that's going on the stream live at the moment. So literally, we are talking to the people. I have a question. Oh well, maybe we're not now, but we were talking to the people who were subbed. But by the way, back to the people who weren't subbed.
So, by the way, when that ad break happens, everybody just misses it, right? Misses what we were talking about.
Yeah. Well, no. Everybody who hasn't subbed or everybody who doesn't have like Twitch Turbo, everybody who does have Twitch Turbo or always subbed, like still watches us. They don't see the ad.
Yeah, but the people who see the ad, they miss that whole part of the conversation.
Yeah,
unless they watch the VOD.
Pause the stream for them. Yeah.
That's just sad. Twitch, you need to do that better.
It's more than just a Twitch thing. It feels like an Amazon thing because when you watch Amazon, not Prime Video, but they're like free channels. I don't know if you got them in the US, but we got them here. If you get an ad in the middle of one of the films you're watching, it doesn't pause the film. It just plays over the film.
That's
and you lose the 2 minutes of film of ads.
What? That's pretty what?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I'm just look at my face. I'm just like
I was watching.
This is Eric's what the fuck face.
I had no issue with it. I had no issue with the ads, and then it come back after the ad break, and I was there like, hold on, it feels like I missed the entire first half of a conversation here.
Oh God,
Jesus, that's so terrible.
And then rolling it back by 2 minutes, it was, I have missed.
That is like
It's like
that's like lazy coding. Lazy coding.
So it is.
By the way, I have a question here. We have Dirk here, right? Dirk's still here?
I'm sure we do have Dirk. Yes.
Dirk, where are we with the ESI conversation?
You're trying to make Dirk feel
about as far into the development of the new ESI.
I want to have the show. I want to have the conversation. I don't care when. Ain't like we're going anywhere. I just want to have it.
Yeah,
because Brisk was like, that's not how it works, guys. Well, we want to know how it works. Okay. We're going to dissect it. And if it works like a shitty piece of code, we're going to say shitty piece of code. Develop it right.
I will say, I did send a message to CCP Swift to ask him about the potential for some devs to come on in a couple weeks after the Havoc expansion to talk about what's going on there. Our team guy, hopefully, and we can get them to show us some of the cool stuff that's on the the new Angel Titan, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, so I have sent CCP a message about that, and we can hopefully get that sorted out. So that,
the croissant in space, right?
I might have to go poke some people and see if we can get anybody from the London studio to have a chat with us about
Vanguard.
Vanguard. Yeah,
that would, coming I would say that's definitely make that a December-ish episode when it comes out. But
because I was told, that they couldn't comment about whether that will definitely be a thing or not be a thing. But I was basically told, talk to the relevant people. You never know your luck.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So, yeah.
I mean, once they actually get it out and on the proverbial shelf, as it were, for people, I would think they will have a community rep that would be willing to probably chat at some point.
Yeah.
There's only so much they can say until launch, but after we get it in our hands, I'd hope that they'd be able to have a chat.
On the topic of Vanguard, that brings us into something else that was mentioned in the dev. The new launcher.
Yes.
Yes.
Or I've got on or not.
We haven't got to the new launch
we haven't
topic
said
yet.
anything. Yeah, we haven't said much about the Eve topics. We've literally just talked a little bit about the the 6-hour long epic.
We went down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole.
We went down the rabbit hole of the rabbit hole, and that was pretty much about it. So, new launcher coming.
I mean, it's here. It's the beta launch, right?
It is quote unquote the beta. It is. Yeah, it's going to be full release. CCP are launching this on December 7th, and they are enforcing this new launcher by breaking the old one completely when they launch the new one. The old one will no longer be viable. You will have to change December 7th.
I don't even know. I'm guessing I have the old one running still.
Probably.
Do you have the one that has the views of all characters on each account?
All characters on each account.
Mm-hmm.
I have the one that has all my accounts on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
The account name.
Yeah. Okay, so you're on the old launcher. Honest opinion? Okay. Switch to the new one. Honestly, it's such a better launcher.
So we're saying that it's actually not broken, skeptical. And this hard change isn't going to break anything. Is that what you're saying?
Currently, no. I can't speak for what happens when Vanguard launches on it, right? But personal opinion is it's better. I can, go to pick an account. I can pick my main account. I can click on it, and I can see all 3 characters I've got on that account.
And you can launch one particular character straight from there, rather than launching the account and picking.
Okay. If I have to make a criticism of the launcher, hold on. Let me find a client to do it with because I need to remember which way it is. Okay. When CCP first brought the launcher out, you had to double-click a character to fast launch to that character.
Okay.
Now, I got muscle memory on that because I was using that from day one. They've now changed it so that I have to click and hold. They broke the double-click. I have still not broken the muscle memory from double-clicking. So, CCP, please fix it, put it back in.
It's an interesting kind of change, right? Click and hold. That's a weird thing.
It's like a fast launch option. Yeah, there's click and hold. There's control click. They've still got the text there for double click, but yeah. And yes, screaming. There's also the launch groups, which are so much better. What's
so
the
there's,
tool
so there's no
use?
So there's no functionality to up, down, left, right, A, B, start, or anything like that, right?
I haven't tried it.
Okay.
Maybe there's an Easter egg hidden in there.
You never know. But, just thought I'd ask, right?
Honestly, the launcher's not bad. At the front of the launcher, they've got down the rabbit hole, dev blogs on the left,
Oh, that's nice.
And then just a nice list of all your characters, all their profiles. fast launch them, or just launch to the character select. You can see your plex balance.
So our verdict, even though most of us haven't tried it, but Bargos does use it, is a tentative try it out.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay.
It might not be for everyone, but it's decent.
All right.
There's also the one big function that I think a lot of people seem to have missed. You can save character overview presets and chat presets and everything like that, and set it as a client profile, and just set any client you want to that profile.
So you can set up
in the launcher.
So you can set up kind of like window locations and everything, and then just like copy it across to your other accounts. If you can do that, that would be so nice. Because that is always a pain when it randomly resets. You know, I have a backup of my overviews and everything in a folder just elsewhere on my PC, so that I can re-import them whenever they randomly reset. Yeah. So like that would be awesome.
With it, I think, is obviously if you've got an ultra wide and you've got a character on the left and a character on the right, you can save that, but it'll only stay there as long as you don't move a character around on that screen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that'll mess it up for all of them. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, that's what it does. I mean, I've not quite got it perfect just yet.
By the way, I'm gonna
graphics settings.
I'm gonna do the old transition here because I realized we had a tab on that. Look at that.
Yeah, there we go.
We got a what?
And we've got a tab on the
Eric's showing doing a fancy thing and showing people the dev blog.
By the way, I used all my skills that McLeod taught me, right? Go into the studio mode, set it up, make sure it all looks good, run the transition. Yeah. Oh shit, man. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, but don't let that fool.
He's getting there. He's only been doing this for how many years?
I don't have a clue.
He's starting to get there.
Yeah.
He's beginning to believe.
You know, I don't know why Victorious B wants to know if I'm part Scot. I think he's meaning part Scottish, right?
Probably.
So full disclosure, my real life surname, last name is we do hail from Scotland somehow. So yes. You know, so yeah, I don't know why you thought I was part Scot though. So I don't know. You know, I got Scottish. I've got German, and we got Italian, Sicilian specifically is kind of. Oh, by the eyebrows.
Fucking American.
You know what?
Italian and German. That must get interesting. When
I just had them trimmed. By the way, they just when I get my hairs cut, they trim the little eyebrows too.
They trimmed his eyebrows at the same time as he got his haircut. My God, man!
Absolutely. Hey, they do it all, baby. They don't trim the beard though, not there. And by the way, I didn't shave. I got to do a little bit of shave. But we have a big dinner tonight. By the way, a big family dinner. Ooh. Yeah, it's a special one, and I have my one son. He's more of a foodie. He'll eat anything. Like he'll try it. I mean, he likes to experiment. So this is right up his alley. So we're going somewhere for dinner. We don't know what the menu is.
What?
Just a thing called a chef's table, and the chef is just bringing out the food, and I'll tell you about it. You have no idea what you're going to eat, which is going to be really interesting with my wife, right?
Those are always interesting experiences. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes you're like, I did not see that one coming.
They just need to know, anybody who has some serious issues with,
dietary restrictions.
Well, they said, give us, if you're allergic to anything or dietary restrictions, do it, right? Just tell them and they'll make sure you're okay with that. But yeah, I'm just just feed us whatever, man. By the way, I'm going to switch back here. Let's see. Transition.
So one of the things that
I'm good. Go ahead.
One of the things, and that I wanted to mention, I was wondering how people whether people liked the sort of giveaways that we did last week or not. Because I was there thinking to myself, like, I do have a bunch of skins, and this is one of the reasons why I have
I might have a bunch of skins too.
Launcher a little while ago, but I have like a good 100 stacks of skins. Like
McLeod is thinking about giving away his nest egg, basically.
Yeah, because like I don't use them. Like they sit in jitter in a box, and to be completely honest, the idea is obviously they appreciate, and then at some point I sell them and use that money, like roll around in that ISK in some way, shape, or form. But like chances are it's gonna be so much fucking aggravation just trying to like sell them all that like I'm just gonna get angry about it, to be completely honest, and it's just gonna be aggravating. So I'm just kind of wondering about whether we should just, stack a whole bunch of skins and start slowly sort of giving them away on stream, and whether people would like that or not. Like,
I will say you're not getting any of my skin nest egg.
Oh,
any?
You've got 80 skins in there, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
somehow
I get the 80
I have
skins.
A variety of stuff in there.
I get that
limited edition stuff and everything, and
yeah,
that's my in emergencies. You might be able to. I might dip into that at some point. That's very much in emergencies, because there's more money in that than I had necessarily realized when we were talking about how much people have and whether or not they're a 1%er.
You do realize that you don't have like a right click option when you right click on those skins, say convert to ISK.
No, you have to
actually
put in some
to
work.
put them up. You have to put some work in, and you have to hope that somebody's looking for those skins and wanting to purchase them at the price that you want to, sell them at, right? Like,
hold on though, because Dirk, have you got a Damavic Triglavian Victory skin by any chance?
Yeah, there's one of those in there.
You willing to sell one?
Nope.
How much would you part for that?
I don't know, because the weird thing with the Trig Victory skins when I bought the Vedmak and Leshak ones was it was very much like the skill books. The lower ship skill books and skins are more expensive than the bigger ship ones. I don't know why.
More people run
I think it's
fly
probably
little ship
to do with usage, but yeah, I've got all three of the Triglavian Victory skins lying around in that canter. I've got Serpentis Victory skins lying around in that hangar. I've got the Vendetta IGC skin in that can. There's a variety of fun things in that can, and I'm not giving them away. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
By the way, I was just out there looking at some INN channel metrics.
So the Damavic Triglavian Victory skin, there are 3 on market at the moment. 2 billion, 3.49 billion, and 3.5 billion.
What market's this?
Jitter 4.4.
Bear with me. Yes, I'm literally about to go and buy it. Don't at me.
Yeah,
this is the first time I've heard them available for a while. So
I mean, just saying, right? Like I was just there, kind of going. I wondered to myself, how much are those skins, and how much are you thinking of, like, parting with them, right? And this is an example of the skins that I do have, right? I have a Draugr, a Nurgle, and a Ikatursa Liminal Crossing skin. The Ikatursa Liminal Crossing skin is 5.89 billion.
Isn't that the one that they gave out for the EVE London World Tour? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? The
Liminal Crossing.
Liminal Crossing.
It's a big old fucking Union Jack. That's what it is.
Is it?
Yeah. I've got a Sorrow Black Troop monitor skin as well. That's 1.9.
See, I'm just
I've
checking. Okay, I did get
I got 3 stacks of the Hurricane, Ishtar, Oracle, Cerberus, Bardguest, and Armageddon Blaze skins.
You got me
stuff like
confused
this,
with a ship
right?
there.
Did
I mean,
you have?
Bardguest,
Did you get a skin for Bardghost? I want a Bardghost skin too.
I want a Bardghost skin. Quick, let's find Bardghost and skin him.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
This is going to turn into a situation where Soph has his meme of Macarios. I now need to just fly Barguests everywhere, don't I?
Yes. Apparently, you just need to fly a bunch of pancakes around. Yeah. But yeah, I was just there thinking to myself, like, you know what, like, I'm not using these skins, I'm not flaunting them about in any way, shape, or form. Like, I literally just sit in jitter doing fuck all, and chances are I'm just gonna get annoyed. If I wanted to actually have the ISK from them, it would fucking take forever for me to actually sell them. Just on the fact that, like, people will, it's not like people are clawing at the bit for them, right? They every so often maybe somebody will come on and be like, oh, there's a skin that I wanted, and maybe purchase it, but it's going to take me like months and months and months and months to sort of sell them anyway. So, like, I'm there thinking to myself, I don't know, should we just fucking use them for giveaways on the show, whether people like that or not? Like, I don't know.
Okay, let us know in Twitch chat. Do you want to see more giveaways here on Push to Talk?
Yeah. And if you're watching this as a VOD, let us know down in the comments or whatever, whether you want us to do more giveaways. Because we did giveaways, 4 giveaways, like last week.
The 4-skin giveaway, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
fuck's sakes!
That was our Push to Talk 4-skin giveaway show. Did you not hear this like last time?
No, I was away last week, so.
Oh, okay.
I can't even remember what I was doing last week, to be honest.
Technically, that wasn't what the show was actually named. It was named something else.
Pre-anti-penultimate spooktacular.
Yes, something like that, along those lines.
But yeah, so in terms of other bits of topic, what else have we got to talk about today?
We do have a lot of other things that we could talk about.
You've got a whole lot of links.
There's a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like,
I want to.
Obviously, we talked about the 6-hour What Is Eve thing, and there's a Meta are doing a fucking deep dive, like probably a full-on 1 hour with Frederick Knudsen.
Let's I want to do this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm reading it for the first time while you guys are talking, and it's both cool and sad. So we're gonna go right to it here. Okay.
Oh, what the
tell us what it is?
Yeah, the Thank You and Goodbye New Eden.
Oh yeah, that one's a bit of a
yeah.
Is that?
And I'm not even.
There was a couple of things this week.
I've got to agree with CCP Swift's comment on this one. That one's a bit heart-wrenching, a little bit.
I mean, he is almost a decade-long kind of veteran of Eve, and as you said, he's been.
And by the way, I'm going to put the link in chat.
Kind of place, yeah, and he's been in on all sides of the political kind of sphere when it comes to nullsec Eve, right?
You might want to zoom in a bit on that.
I've kind of been there.
It's a little bit small on the stream.
It's going to be one of those things where doing the control and then scroll is not going to really function.
I'll make it a little bit bigger, but I did post the link so everybody can kind of see.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that works. That's perfect. That's exactly how.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, that's exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah, and we're going to summarize it for everybody anyway. So.
Yeah. But essentially, yeah, it's one of those things where, the guy's got some, has had medical issues that he's had for his entire life. And, ultimately he's kind of thought, I need to concentrate on IRL. And I can't blame anybody who thinks that, and says, I have to deprioritize EVE Online for real life. Because that is, if you get to that point, and you feel like you need to break away from Eve to concentrate on real life, that is a very sensible and a very logical and a very normal thing to feel and to do. And like, you know, I can't say anything but congrats. And you know, I hope everything goes well.
The thing is, a lot of people don't like to talk about this, but you know, you can get addicted to video games, right?
Oh, definitely.
I had a friend in Goons who actually had to lock his computer away, so he would be able to actually get his life together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he actually had to give the key to a friend of his and actually tell him, hey, look here, don't give me this key.
Yeah, I need you to help me. Like, this is the key to something that I am hopelessly addicted to, and I need to break away from it.
Yeah, exactly. Not saying that's the case here, but that's definitely something people tend to overlook, right?
Yeah. You know, if you have an addiction, like it is a good thing to break away from that addiction, or at least like the first thing on that road is to realize that it's an addiction, right?
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, that's not what this is about.
That's not what this is about. But like, that's kind of one of those things when it comes to sort of, you know, being addicted to games, right? Like, the first thing is like, for the first road to recovery is knowing that you have an addiction, and then, you know, the next steps are trying to, you know, deal with that addiction in the best way possible. But this isn't that. What this guy is talking about is, you know, just he has some medical issues that he's had all of his life, but he needs to concentrate on IRL rather than, you know, spend a lot of time in Eve. And I can't knock that in any way, shape, or form. You know, I've always had this thing when it comes to playing Eve that IRL always comes first.
Yeah. What caught me?
That's the mentality that you should have when playing Eve. Is IRL always comes first.
What really got me in this?
Then you're being told, hey, just cook on the show.
Exactly.
Just stream it while you're doing it.
Just stream it while you cook. Like, just, I don't care, but be on the show, for fuck's sake. But like, this comes first.
Yeah, but the thing that caught me in this, right, is this really shapes up Eve different than other games, right? This is a person who had some very significant challenges physically, right? And I'm sure emotionally and all kinds of things. And I'm guessing on some of that, but certainly the physical things, right? He could come into Eve. He had friends, right? He had a group of people to go do something with that might have been more challenging in other situations. And so Eve clearly brought something to his life that he loved and enjoyed, right? For the time that he can. And the community and the bonding, and nobody cares about all the other things, and half the time you don't even know what anybody's challenges are in real life, right? So that, I mean, that is the community, the good time that this person had in many different alliances, right? Big ones, big name alliances in the game and everything, right? So it's cool. It brings to you the coolness that is Eve, you know, that no other game can do, in my opinion, right? So that's why I wanted to bring this up, right? And
and if you can, and so one of the things that I think a lot of people find difficult is to separate the, you know, I have a group of friends because of this, and if I leave this, then I don't have that group of friends. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that you can still have those group of friends even if you don't do that thing with that you know, found those group of friends with previously. You know, I'm friends with all of you guys because of Eve, but just because I don't play Eve pretty much at all anymore, like, it doesn't mean that I can't be friends with you guys anymore, or do kind of like cool content, or talk on a show that is sort of Eve adjacent as such, or talks, or, you know, talk about Eve, you know, and topics about Eve and what happens in Eve. Like, you know, it doesn't prevent me from doing that, which, you know, and I think that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you know, in March, I'm in somebody's wedding that I played Eve with, and he doesn't play Eve anymore, and we rarely play video games together anymore, right? but we're still great friends, right? It's going to be amazing. I'm not going down to the wedding. I'm actually in the wedding, right? So it's a little bit different. But yes, absolutely. And it's all because of you. You know? It's cool. Yeah. So yeah, what else do we? I'm looking. You know, we only have 45 minutes left, and I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tabs we got to go over yet. I mean, McLeod was working overtime this week, folks. Working overtime.
We don't have to.
No,
we can. I put it there because it's nice to have it there if we need it to just jump to. We want to talk about something.
I know. So yeah, I'll try and keep my ears open because we've talked about a couple things that I didn't pull up in the other window. Yeah. No, somebody with uncomfortable silence. When are you going to wear a dog collar when you marry them? Are you going to wear a dog collar? I don't understand, Captain Pugwash. Maybe I'm missing something there.
I kind of feel like you're missing something. You came in on half a conversation.
What he's saying is he's not into that, so forget about it.
Yeah, no.
I just want to say something, right? Woot has made a comment about, is someone in chat trying to set a new cringe post record?
Yeah?
I don't think that can be set because one of our other topics today involves probably the biggest cringe posting I've seen in years.
Oh, which one is that?
A whole, load of cringe postings, right?
Yeah. I'm in the wedding. I'm a groomsman, Captain Pugwash.
I think what we're talking about is the stuff that's been happening up north, right?
Which one would that be?
Well, less so up north, Mac, and on Reddit.
Oh, right, yeah. On Reddit, but about what's going on up north. Yeah.
Which one of the Reddits is that?
That's the meme posts.
Oh, there's a couple of them, right?
The ones about which one's the best?
Well,
I don't know which one's the best.
The one that was very, the one that was very, in the forefront of like stuff that was happening on the subreddit, right? Was the Bravers evacuating one, right?
Totally evacuating.
I do like the 1111 at the end of that.
Hold it. We're gonna. Okay, hold on.
If people know that meme, then congratulations.
Okay, let's. Well, I'll bring them up, and you tell me. Usually, we'll go through them, right? So here we go.
Usually, you end it by spelling out 11 at the end.
So there we go. We got the Bravers evacuate.
The 1111 was, the dropping of the Keepstar, and like, oh shit, I need to drop it. I need to name it. 1111.
And then we have
apparently Brave is evacuating. Who knew? I think it's new to Brave as well.
Is it how about this one? You like this one?
Yeah. That wasn't technically to do with it, but I thought that was quite interesting how that you could see that and be like, yeah, that trends with with what's happening up north.
I like high sodium Elise Randolph. I like that one. Did you guys like that one?
Doesn't even scratch upon Elise Randolph's morale posting. I will give Elise a lot of credit for that.
This was good. This was a stolen one.
No, please don't give Elise credit for anything. He will hear it, right?
Yeah.
And please don't.
How about this one? Where do you want me to go?
Soph, are you sure Elise will hear it?
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure right now he's probably too busy listening to the re-release of Taylor Swift's album.
I am pretty sure Elise will hear it because every time I interact with him, I get reminded that CCP actually listens to the shows. So, yeah.
I feel like if I had a controller, I would be Xing for doubt on that one, pretty fucking hard right now.
Oh, he probably listens to the starts and then just gets sick of us.
No, it's not. It's not Elise specifically who listens and watches the show. It's usually Convict who tells us that they do.
Yeah. And he's probably
hi Convict.
Hey, convict.
Or whoever's watching this week.
Yeah. Well, it was like convicts. Like,
Whoever
oh shit, they're fucking
Whoever
bitching
drew the
again.
short straw.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Nobody cares.
put on push to talk watching duty.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them.
We should make this a little bit more easily digestible for them by making a whole bunch of shorts out of it.
Sorry, what?
Do we want to talk about LP transfers?
I did. There was a point where I did make like clips and stuff like that out of various different bits of the show. I kind of feel like I should do more.
We should also note that some CCPs do watch us live, and we've had some comments from CCP Paragon in the past, live on air. So
it's a good point. It's a good point.
Every now and again, they catch us while we're live and on air.
So, sorry, you saying shorts made me think something. On the new launcher, they've got what is it?
Well, like
they've got like a little stuff. Not that they've got a page that's dedicated to like combat lessons or something like that. I can't remember the exact word, and I've got to click through characters to get it to show back up. There's some nice little clips in that would probably work really well as shorts on YouTube.
Interesting. I know that like who was it? Who was the one of CCP's picks for the CSM? Name escapes me right now, but she used to do like I looked at like some of the stuff that she's done on YouTube, and she's done like a lot of very short and quick, snappy like how-to things in EVE Online, which are actually really quite useful.
Are you talking about Mint Chip?
No, I am not. That's a different thing.
By the way,
that's a different thing on YouTube, or maybe not YouTube, but other places. That
I
wanted to see you.
The thing about that is that takes us so far back in time that we've almost gone full loop between Vanguard and Dust.
Yeah, like we have kind of gone. And thank you very much, Brisk. Kashal. Thank you very much. Kashal's been doing like she's done some fantastic work on YouTube, making like short like tutorials that are very, as you kind of said, sort of like very YouTube short, kind of like to some degree, but not in the vertical, orientation that shorts usually are.
And shitty music on that.
I think there's some music under it. I wouldn't consider it to be shitty music or anything like that, but like, it has like subtitles and stuff, which I'm sure it is much more. It's something that's much more accessible because you can change those subtitles to whichever language you want, right? So,
I have a question. You said subtitles, right? Some of my children may prefer to watch TV shows with the subtitles on, and I'm like, number one, it baffles me, and number two, it drives me fucking crazy.
You know what? Sometimes they do actually like subtitle like Scottish programs for. Well,
you said Scottish programs. You're like, you don't know what the fuck they're saying in Scottish, But I'm talking like English shows.
But the
English
thing is, Scots
people.
are like really a lot of Scots are really angry about the fact that they get subtitles because like half of them don't read. So
That reminds me of that skit of the guy in Afghanistan being interviewed. And he's like, well, why am I getting subtitles?
My favorite take on how Scottish people talk, by the way, and we're not really making fun of them because I think, I got a little heritage.
We are making fun of them.
But when Robin Williams did like the game of golf in the Scottish whole accent thing, right? I love that skit. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So, but
generally, I can understand. Like, I can understand like pretty thick Scottish accents. To the point where I need to, explain to my parents what people are saying and such. But like, it is what it is, right?
The only thing I know in Scottish is there can be only one.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing that again, aren't they? The dude from Witcher, right?
Apparently they are doing a remake.
Yeah. Seema's comment is, damn.
But when I talked about subtitles, man, I'm talking about like it's a movie in American English, and we're all American English people speaking American English, and they still have the subtitles on, and I'm like,
I just realized, like, they were doing the whole like, because I was thinking like, oh, if Dirk really wants to get angry, like he should watch the like live subtitles of BBC News, because like they're always like, they're always only just getting there kind of thing, and like sort of thing. But considering the inquiry that's been going on and the language that has been used, I'm kind of wondering about how that works.
We're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that. But I'm just kind of wondering whether they subtitled everything that was said verbatim there or not. But
I think
I never really checked.
I'm willing to
because there was some fairly what English people would consider blue language going on in the middle of the day.
What's blue language?
As in, like,
explicit
stuff like cunt, stuff like
Yeah, you can't say that in America. It's bad.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Girls don't like that.
I'm just going to go out and have a fag.
I don't think we can say that. So yeah,
I
know what it means, but I don't think we say it. Yeah.
I think banning words is ridiculous because people will just use substitute words, and then you have to ban those, and it's an ever-going cycle, right?
Like when something's done in Australia and they say, fracking.
Oh yeah, that was the most favorite aspect of watching Battlestar Galactica as well. Is fracking this, fracking that, fracking toasters. Like what was actually being said there, and it wasn't frack; it was something else beginning with F.
What the first time I saw that,
and I was just shocked at how bluntly they put the swear words in. I'm trying to remember. There was something I was watching the other day, and it's like not young rated, but not adult rated, right? Somewhere in the middle, teen, something like that. And it just got to a certain point, and it was, whoa! Every line here is a swear word for a good couple minutes. What?
Oh wow!
How did this get past the not regular?
Oh, I know. The first show I heard fracking in was Farscape.
Oh yeah.
Farscape.
Oh no, they didn't say frack. They said frel.
I thought they said frack.
Yeah,
maybe not.
They didn't say frack. They said frel, like frelling this, frelling that, like
I'll have to go rewatch.
But it's another classic case of like it's very close to the word, and you know what they want to use, but they're using something else so they can get away with it. Like
Well, that was like a big thing when they were doing all the James Bond films to do the double entendres, right? They what could they get past the censors, because the censors just I one of my favorite lines was like, how did you get the girl to change her mind or something like that? I appealed to her maternal instincts. Really? You took a roll in the hay. Roll in the hay. Literally, because it was in a barn in the hay. But yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yes, no, I don't think it was. Man Cheetah. It wasn't push. It might have been something else, but I know what you're doing there, and I respect what you're doing there in the text. A good man.
So I'm going to address something you brought up, Eric. You mentioned going back to why this conversation started with the subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
I've started doing it myself recently.
What is wrong with you people?
It feels like we've hit a point with audio in some shows where, we had the fiasco back along with Game of Thrones, where it was the whole scene, and it was too black, and they were like, oh, well, just, you're on the wrong kind of screen to see. It feels like audio mixing in shows has got worse, and you're expected to just get better audio to hear it.
It's like the audio in Tenet. Like, you can't fucking hear what's actually being said. Like,
It's certain directors that do it, and some of them actually do it on purpose.
Some of it's,
I don't know.
Some of it's like a sort of a reaction to the whole loudness wars thing, which is essentially like, compressing sound so much that it's just super loud. And I don't mean like all set. I don't mean like sort of so the background sounds super loud and you can't hear what's being said. Or I mean basically like everything. So you can hear what's being said, but it's almost like there's no sort of interesting dynamics in terms of volume. And so you have these people who literally go the opposite direction and are like, no, I want there to be a massive dynamic range. And the issue with that is when you're watching something, whilst maybe doing other things, right? You're not like 100% committed to watching this film. And so you don't have it at like 5,000 fucking point volume, whatever, right? To hear the real silent whispers and then, the massive explosion. So you can really appreciate how big the explosion was and how big the sound was, when that does happen kind of thing. You just want to watch it because you want to watch something cool, but you also want to actually hear what they fucking say. Right?
I mean,
and that's the issue is like, you can, reel back from the loudness wars and, not have everything at full volume all the time, but, give us a moderately okay, slightly compressed or somewhat compressed dynamic range so we can actually still hear what the people fucking say and not have to turn on, subtitles all fucking time, which is where we're at the moment.
There's definitely a level of there's definitely a level of loudness wars stuff, but I have two things to say real quick. One of them is related to this conversation. The other one is to tell Soul to stop trying to stare into people's souls.
By the way,
me too. Come on.
He's not freezing up. He's just holding his head super still.
Yeah, you can't see me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the reason I do it, and I actually do it quite a lot in terms of watching TV shows with subtitles, is I find that especially when it comes to information stuff, I retain information so much better if I read it than if I hear it. Right? Like I can have a conversation with somebody and kind of vaguely remember the topics that we discussed, but in terms of the word for word, I lose that over time. Whereas if I actually read stuff, if I read the written word, I process it so much better and remember it for so much longer. So yeah.
There's also a technique when it comes to sort of learning things and just general sort of teaching practices that if you get somebody to both hear it and read it at the same time, it is much more effective in terms of, actually retaining it. Yeah. So that could also be part of it as well.
By the way, that was a thing I did in high school. I didn't have to study. Right, but in college,
that's why they asked people to read it as it was being read out as well.
So
that's the reason why teachers did that.
Yeah. So what I would do is, I took my notes in class in college and I recorded the class, and then I would go home and I would read my notes and listen to the recording. It is so different when you do that. You are right. You were right on.
The other thing.
Hey, Carlos, finally showing up. God, the time zones, man. The time zones are fucking you, I think.
By the way, Laszlo, tier 1, 5 months. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dude. Yeah.
So the other thing
we are only gonna be on this time for the Europeans today.
Yeah. Today. Because
next week.
Yeah, because
I swear to God, can we just set a time in UTC for the show and call it good, please?
No,
please, I'm begging.
This is one of the things that I was kind of like, I did want to bring up at one point in the show, which was just like, for whatever reason, the show is timed to be the same time for US, and the reason why it was timed to be a particular time, and specifically for US, whether we're at daylight savings or not daylight savings, was because that is what Mitani wanted.
Historically, it was Mitten's
right?
time.
It was Mitten's time.
Yeah, Mitten's
time. This is the reason why. He's now not part of Imperium News Network anymore. Why the fuck we're still doing this, I don't know. I just maybe
By the way, guys,
because that's
I'm gonna
how
be
it is or how it's always been.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I don't give a shit. If we can fix it, we'll fix it, right?
Some news here. Greenland is actually getting rid of daylight saving times.
Way.
Apparently, so is Europe at some point.
Europe decided to get rid of it, but they can't decide if they want to stay in summer or winter time.
Spain has actually made a decision on this unilaterally, and as of 2026, they will be permanently moving to their summertime, I think.
Oh,
so
nice.
Up until that point, are we saying that Greenland is the most forward-thinking country at this particular point in time from a time zone perspective?
No, because some countries never adopted daylight saving time.
Yeah, there's some that are also.
We should probably get a map out and start talking about this in terms of time zones and all that kind of stuff, right?
We can make it a thing next week.
Start doing that,
will happen.
If we start doing that, then we will end up down a bigger rabbit hole than EVE Online, not least because there are things like 15-minute time adjustments in the world. Things that you didn't know, potentially, chat.
You've also
there are places that run... China just is one time zone across 3 time zones, but,
There's this one island that no matter in which direction you go back 1 hour in time. It's hilarious.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, places that have 15-minute offsets, places that have 45-minute offsets, and
places that have strange offsets compared when you look at very strange offsets when you look at their geographic location as well. Very, very strange offsets.
Vicious B, I believe the answer to your question is the days get shorter until the 21st of December. Then they get longer.
Yeah, that's the winter equinox, and then you're on the other side, and it starts to get longer.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's a reference to the equinox cycle, or if that's a general reference to just overall days are steadily getting a little bit longer every day or every year. We are not on a 24-hour. We are on 24 hours and 1 minute or whatever. Theoretically. And it just kind of the transition is so slow, but it is kind of extending.
See, this is what I love about our little friends group is we're so fucking pedantic about stuff. It's great. It's
I've never been. Yeah. There you go.
24 and 1 minute or whatever, right? Yeah.
Leap year. Oh yeah. I'm surprised. I really thought the Earth's rotation was constant. I didn't think it. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I never thought that.
I mean, shit. Gravity isn't fucking constant around the world.
No.
And the North Pole isn't really in the north.
I've got issues with that.
Have you seen that map of gravity?
Well, that's the reason. That's the reason why we have the South Atlantic anomaly. That if any satellites go through that, they have to actually be they have to be scheduled to literally turn off, otherwise they get bombarded and have their systems basically fucked over. And that's literally down to the fact that Earth's gravity is, for whatever reason, really quite weak there. So, charged particles in the sun's what the fuck do you call it? The solar wind, can come in.
The giant fusion reactor we have there, right?
Yeah, the solar wind can come in and fuck over satellites in that area.
Big old fusion reactor in the sky. But futility, just don't wonder that. Just stop wondering about flat earthers. The Earth is round. We know it's round. You can trust in that.
Mars is flat.
Derek,
Also, Cheetah, There's different North Poles. Are you talking about the magnetic pole? Are you talking about which type of pole? Like,
the current there's a Victoria's talking about the moon as well. Where did the moon come from? There's a current theory that we were hit by a planet at some point, and it was broken off from.
It's part of us.
The Earth, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's so close. Because a lot of planet, like we're the only like the Earth and the Moon is the largest sized moon to the main planet, and closest in terms of distance in the entire that we know of in the entire in the solar system, basically.
But yeah,
and that doesn't really happen unless something cataclysmic happens, right?
The working theory is that something hit the Earth and a big old chunk of it broke off and
not
formed the moon.
Another planet called Theia.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And both planets kind of fused a bit and the leftovers formed the moon.
Yeah.
That's why the moon is so big, because usually moons are
and that's why the moon
smaller than their
and that's also yeah. And that's why the moon is also moving slowly further and further away from the Earth as well.
What?
Yep.
What? I didn't know that either. Holy crap!
By the same rate that your fingernails grow. So
oh my god! My fingernails go.
That's the rate.
Yeah. Someday we're going to lose the moon.
So
I mean, it's basically a planetoid.
Okay. So basically, we should not establish a moon base.
This is the kind of like, earth-shattering kind of literal earth-shattering, stuff that you learn about on this channel. Yes, we are futility. We are losing the moon.
By the way,
the moon is running away.
I'm just going to point out that the moon isn't running away. The moon is slowly shuffling away. Okay?
I'm just saying, you can't get this on
so
any
slowly
other.
That you won't notice.
And by the way,
sneak away.
Good.
By the way, it is this in-depth analysis and commentary on these things that you can't get on any other Twitch show. You can only get that here on Push the Top.
Meta. You wouldn't even get it on Meta Show.
Yeah,
this is where you come to get the most.
I'm pretty sure
stuff.
I'm pretty sure that Brisk is a moon denier. He doesn't even think that moon's real out there. He thinks that's just a projection.
Well, we know something that he definitely has denied. He definitely doesn't seem to think that the constant payments to his OnlyFans that we pay, he doesn't seem to think that they exist.
Yeah, where's our fucking shower pics, man?
Come on, guys.
God damn.
Where is it, Brisk? Come on.
Birds aren't real.
A shower pic in months.
So what you're saying is the moon is flat and it's being held up by God's selfie stick?
No.
Oh my God. That's
there's a projector on Earth that is just shooting it up into the sky, and it's just a reflection of that projection.
It's a big old
bat signal, but we just haven't figured out who it's meant to be signaling yet.
It's signaling the aliens that probably don't exist because they nuked themselves before they got to spaceflight.
It's signaling the aliens just stay the fuck away.
Dirk.
There you go.
The horrible thing about what you've just said is I don't want to say it. You've just done a Hilmarism.
Oh no.
You have been so close to part of the story of Three-Body Problem that you didn't even realise it and did a Hilmarism.
See, I haven't read the Three-Body Problem.
I'm great.
I hadn't heard about it until Hilmar went all freaky on it, and Hilmar went all freaky on it, so now I don't want to read it.
It's good.
If you see what I mean. But like,
Hey, what I want to know
and you'll read the bits that he took from it and realize that he misunderstood it completely.
Hey, I'm sure that he read that naked in a hot tub. I'm just telling you. That's where he did it. That's where he came up with all of it.
But remember, all fiction is fiction, and it's not based in the realities of, us and all that. So this is the issue with, say, basing things that you want to change in, say, for example, Eve, that has a lot of experience of real people and real problems and real social situations, and trying to bring in, kind of bullshit ideas. I wouldn't. Maybe saying bullshit ideas is a bad way of describing some of the stuff on Three Body Problem, because, like, I'm sure, it's entertaining and it's a good book to read, but it's, you can't take what is, showcased in the Three Body Problem and just superimpose that onto a real life situation and think it's going to be fine. Like,
so you're misunderstanding though, Mac. He's not taking the ideas from Three Body Problem. He's read it, taken the wrong read of it, and taken the idea in his head.
No, but I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, an idea for an interesting, fictional series of novels, brought about in somebody's head, isn't going to work in the in real life, even if you do transpose it, like, faithfully from somebody's, a singular person's idea that they've written into a novel, and expect it to work in the realities of real life, even if that real life is like, EVE Online. Because
we somehow stumbled into the Three Body Problem. What I actually said was a reference to the Fermi paradox, not anything else. But
I am looking at the clock and realizing we don't have time for this, people.
we probably don't have time
really
for this,
don't.
no.
You only have 12 minutes, boys.
Is there anything else Eve-wise we would like to cover?
We did cover a lot, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the fact that LP changes are coming?
We have not talked about LP changes.
We should do that.
The fact that they're coming. Yes.
Right. So
and also the fact that, people are memeing about it as well.
Yeah, CCP had some pretty dumb messaging on this one. So the rough TLDR, just to break this out quickly for everybody, as of the Havoc expansion, November 14th, the transfer of Evermarks and LP between corporations and characters will be suspended. It's being stopped.
Yeah.
The CCP say some weird shit in the dev blog that I've just linked in Twitch chat. But yeah, put simply, the transfer of loyalty points and Evermarks by any entity other than the issuing corporation will be banned.
I love that meme that people keep on reusing. It's fucking fantastic.
So CCP doing some weird stuff with LP transfers. They're not sure what they're going to do with LP in the future. They might turn it back on, they might not. They don't seem to have a clue. They are saying donation of Evermarks will be coming back before the end of the year. But, whatever. CCP's justification for this, quote-unquote justification, with the Angel Cartel and Guristas increasing their pirate activity and influence among capsulers in New Eden, money laundering in the cluster has risen to unprecedented levels. Illegal transfers made by these groups have become harder to track for the authorities as a result of the recently enabled trading of loyalty points.
I mean,
what this means, I don't know. CCP are talking about money laundering in the cluster.
No, all they're doing
illegal transfers.
It's not because of RMT.
All they're doing is they're just putting a sort of like a lore kind of story-ish kind of basis as to why they're doing these, why they're making these changes. We know the real reason why they're making these changes, because they're concerned that, like, people will just, empty out like fucking stores of LP and then just be able to buy the Crab Titan BPC straight away, right?
What a terrible thing,
exactly,
people actually being able to buy these Titans and use them. What? How fucking awful would that be?
I know, right? But like Sloth, I don't know why that would be a bad thing. You'd have to ask CCP about that. But apparently they seem to think that it's a bad thing because they're like closing that particular loophole in some way, shape, or form. But like all that text really is just a lore way of being able to to be able to basically
it's a silly justification of
just
why
to
they're
explain
making
away why they're doing it. And I'm fine with them doing lore stuff to explain, random changes. But like when they're random changes that like don't really seem to make sense or don't seem to have like some like logical sense as to why that would be a bad thing, then like I'm there going like, why?
Yeah, this is dumb.
It's solely to stop people getting the new Titan blueprints as quick as possible.
What is a bad thing about people actually having the ships that they're introducing as cool new things, right? Like, what is their problem with that? Because honestly, like I was getting set up, I was getting ready to, multi-box the new suppression mechanics, whatever the hell. I have been getting myself in a position to be able to get the LP, to buy the BPC, to build myself a crab Titan. And
I think maybe their reasoning for it, and this is the only reason that I can think of, is they want people to like to do the content that they're bringing into the game, i.e. the sort of like the new pirate kind of faction war stuff, right? Like rather than just transfer some stockpiles and then get the big prize at the end of doing a whole bunch of work in that, right?
Yeah, but
I think that's probably
that LP you have, that stockpile you have, that didn't come out of nothing. You worked for that, right? So what is wrong with you actually using it for something that you think you want, right? What is wrong with that?
It does scream to me a little bit. Okay.
The other thing here is they've completely missed one of the biggest, I guess, loopholes in their rules. The tax is still there. The multi-boxers and the botters are just going to set their private corp taxes to 100%.
Yeah. Like, that's also true. And
I think you might not be able to claim the blueprints from the corp stuff. I haven't tried to be able to.
You can do it with Concord, so you should be able to do it with other things, I would think.
That makes sense. I was there like maybe the closing of the loophole there is that you can't actually transfer it out of the corp to a person to then buy that, but
you can just buy it from the corp wallet.
Yeah, if you can do that, then all they've done is advantage to those of us that multi-box.
Yeah, you literally just use a corp wallet to buy things, and I hadn't actually thought about that, but no, that is a very good point. That will be the loophole on it. But yeah, basically, this was an FYI to everybody who's watching the show that CCP are doing a dumb thing and shutting down LP and Evermark transfers on the November 14th. So you have all of 10 days if you want to make any transfers around. Do it now before CCP turn it off and maybe don't ever turn it back on again.
So.
And then they call the death blog about it strengthening organizations, right?
Well, this is one little bit of like
things away from organizations.
I mean, this is one big taking away from stuff in a blog that was full of other different things. But like,
we've not really got time to go into the whole.
The community zeroed into the thing that we all felt was was the most important thing that was in there, right? Like. Or the most egregious thing, if anything.
Yeah. So before we do one last thing here, if we're okay, unless you want to say one more thing, Dark, on that.
Well, I was just going to say that the devlog is worth a read. It talks about corporation projects and stuff, which are kind of cool. Corporations will actually be able to automatically pay out ISK for completing projects now. So, like, if a corp wants to set a goal, you can do that in the Corp UI mechanic. Corp UI, it's not a great UI. It's not really something I would ever suggest people go digging into if they don't have to. But the corporation project stuff is cool, and people should take a look if they are leaders of organizations that want goals for their members. But yeah, mostly it's the LP transfer and the fact that they're shutting it down. So 10 days to make any transfers if you want to make transfers.
And that's the other thing. People will just do it prior.
Yeah. So we did this at the beginning of the show. We're going to do it here at the end to get, the two sides of our audience, right? So down the rabbit hole, right? There's going to be a special meta show today. We're going to have this gentleman there, not we, but Brisk and team will have the gentleman that did this, and they're going to discuss it for an hour, right? An hour of the show.
Yes,
so they have a special,
there's gonna
special
gonna
2
full,
hour,
like,
2 hour meta show because somebody was asking about what was going on, right? So just that real quick, so then we'll go back and we'll go right into one last thing if you're good.
We should note as well before we go into the one last things. Fireside is at 1900 Eve, so any daylight savings adjustments that is right after the show. And according to Asher, who has pinged it out, apparently this week the Fireside is going to be a big one, so people should tune in.
Yeah,
there you go.
So we should make sure that we don't overrun. So we've got 4 minutes to go through one last things.
So Barghost, you're up.
I don't have much to say. I'm looking forward to Havoc. I'm probably going to do similar to Dirk with some multiboxing of it if I can actually bother. But yeah.
All right,
Let's see how it goes.
My one last thing is a reminder that next weekend there is a Manchester meet for any UK-based nerds and any European nerds who might fancy making a bit of a longer trip. It is November 11th at the Pixel Bar, with starting from 1500 local time. So if you're interested in that, do go ahead and show up. I will drop an invite link to the Discord into the chat so that anybody who is interested can join up and see what's going on in terms of the plans and stuff. But yeah, that's roughly it. 1500 Eve next Saturday, the 11th, at the Pixel Bar in Manchester.
Yeah, all right.
Saturday.
Soth?
Well, we have an old tradition here at INN, and because of that, I have to ask Bartghost that he please renames himself on Discord to Barguest Ezo. Because if we do silly jokes, we fully lean into them.
There you go. All right, McLeod.
My one last thing was going to basically be something that I wanted to talk about, but we didn't get time to. But if you guys have not seen or haven't seen Pando's FC chat before, he's been doing FC chats for quite a long time. Like I think he's on like episode 100 plus, whatever, something like that. But he did a really, really awesome one last weekend / I think it was last Saturday / last Sunday. And it had Mr. V and it had Shadow. And they talked about really fucking cool things, including spy networks, drama, leaking like enemies, fleet chats and all that kind of stuff. And kind of why that was a big thing, why that drove FCs to be like doing stuff. It was really fucking cool. So if you guys want to see it, where is it? I think I'll grab the. Yeah. And that's the link. That's the YouTube link to it. It was fantastic.
There you go.
Absolutely fucking fantastic. Highly recommend.
By the way, now I can put a face to Mr. V. That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
We all know Shadow is
which means you have to join more Eve meets.
Yes.
Clearly.
And we all know Shadow's like eyebrows, so.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we got 1 minute left. By the way, I was looking over in the corner and I couldn't see a particular desk. So my one last thing was I can't believe my kids moved a whole desk out of my office in front of my face and I didn't see it. But then I see they just slightly moved it slightly out of my view, so it wasn't as cool. So I don't have a good one last thing anymore. So that's about it today. We will be back next week. Same bat channel, same bat place, same bat time. Not the same bat time. It's gonna get all messed up.
It's gonna be slightly different. Thank you very much.
Slightly different.
Thank you very much for our follows.
Yep.
Cheers, guys.
Yep. And
how's this stuff?
We're out of here. Later.
That's better. August.
Bye. Go to the Fireside.
Perfect timing. Fireside just.
And we're good. We're up. All right.
Yeah,
see you. Fireside time. Later, guys.
See you.
Wow.
You just have to move the lights out. We don't want to mess with your lighting to get the desk out.
No, but I really thought you guys were gone. It was funny.
I'm just gonna everything.